Hello and welcome back to what would be the second episode of me at Locals playing Union Arena. So today I've kind of put the stuff in 2x speed simply because a lot of it is me instructing, because I have a lot of newer players now that I'm back home in New York, just teaching them how to play the game. But I'll still give an overview. So this first game of the day, it was 3 rounds today. I am playing the Nagumo Sakamoto deck, which I have found to be a lot of fun so far. So I wanted to have a good time just playing a deck I don't normally play at my locals today, and that was cool. And then my brother, who I'm actually facing across from me in round 1, is also trying a new deck, and he's really new to the game. So I'm just trying to teach him how this runs in this battle, and he actually kind of swamps me. I have 2 pretty tragic misplays. You see, I get my back line, and yeah, you'll just see what happens. I'll let it play out a little bit more. He also has a solid start, just searching around for whatever is in his deck, and he gets his back line pretty much set up. So here I'm just explaining to him, hey, this is how your deck works. And he's like, oh, okay, I get it. And pass back. And here comes my first fatal mistake, I believe. Maybe not quite yet, but right now it's an even game, and I'm about to just pay because I'm going to play. Yeah, I'm gonna move the Shishiba up, and that was the wrong move because now I play this and I realize, crap, everything in my hand is 4 energy. And now I only have 3 in my back line. And then I swing to take the damage. I'm like, okay, this is no big problem. So I'll just let it play out for a little longer. So about now is when he starts to cook on the Jeju Island raid. This one runs the Cha and Choi's. If you don't know how this deck works, it's a bunch of fun. It's a combo with the Cha and the Choi. What you do with the Choi is you use his ability to make him stay resting. Next time he would be set to active, you then use the Choi, or the Cha, sorry, to discard a card, and you pretty much get to swing twice with him. So he's about to get this set up here with AP. He does the first one. He does the ability to stand. So he didn't know this, but he actually played this pretty well. Because he plays one of those, and then he plays a second one. Does the same thing. Very smart of him. And then he raids a Cha, which he had no idea this was a good move because it's his first time playing this and he's new to Union Arena. I was like, oh, that was really nice, because now he has 2 of the restanders, and he can get a now 5 attack turn in on me with, and I only got 1 Shishiba in the front. So I'm like, well, this is not good for me. So I'll just let the attack play out, and you'll see what happens. I do make a mistake here. I let him swing with that Choi, even though he shouldn't be able to. So yes, I did notice that now. So as you see, I'm pretty much force tanking, and I don't really get anything out of life to help me. So now I'm like, okay, I can play the game again. I do this. We're cooking. I raid up. Oh, let me cook. Wait, I'm down to 3 energy again. And I do the same misplay twice, where I'm like, I can't play anything because my hand's full of 4s. I'm down to, I think, 3 life. And yeah, I didn't really start off my day too hot. And his Jeju Island just started very strong. And that's pretty much all she wrote for this game, I'm gonna be honest. From here, it's just me trying to get literally anything possible done. I should have played that card in the back line, but I didn't. And now the struggle's real because I restand, and I waste my restand, and I realize I only have 3 energy. I don't usually play decks with this many 4 costs in it, so I guess I was a little lost in the sauce in how this runs. But yeah, this game's not gonna last much longer. I do lose this game, so I'm probably just gonna skip past the rest of it, because he doesn't even get a Choi out. He just raids another one. I tell him how to do this a little better, but it really didn't matter because he doesn't have the ability of the Cha. So I'm like, oh, well, I did all that for no reason. And yeah, it's pretty much over for me. Like I said, I do lose, and we're just gonna move on to the next game from here. So now I get to play against my other brother, which is kind of funny. A lot of my family here at Locals are trying to get a scene started here in New York. It's kind of funny going from Kentucky, which has a huge scene, to back home, and it's just getting started. As you can tell by the cards that are getting ran, now we have a yellow Saitama versus purple Sakamoto matchup here. So some interesting stuff does kind of happen here. I feel like he starts really strong with the yellow Saitama, and he just kind of ran out of steam, and I kind of got my Sakamoto mill ready to go, and from there on, it's pretty much I get what I want, and it is what it is. But as you can see, start off solid backline. At the 4, he's got his Genos out and King, so he's not doing half bad either. And yeah, I'll just let this one play out for a little bit. Here I have a pretty productive turn. I move my Nagumo up, and then I play my Sakamoto to activate the trigger ability of the Nagumo, make him a 4K with impact, discarding the card, and then get another Sakamoto to look, and I'm pretty sure I get a pretty good hit. I think I get 2 raid Sakamotos here. Yeah, so I discard the trigger, and I play this Nagumo, just has something, get the 4K impact, and deal a damage. And then pass it back to him. So here, I think he does get a Saitama out, so it's a good start for yellow Saitama. And he also gets his little stall Genos out. But I deal with it all pretty quickly, so it really wasn't much of a problem for me this game. I just take life. I'm like, okay, my hand's looking good. I have my board pretty set up right now to be pretty nasty in the future, especially knowing what I have coming up because of the Sakamoto. I know I just have more raid Sakamotos, and I'll just be able to get away with a ton of random stuff. So, yep, there he comes. First raid Sakamoto. When you play him, you draw a card, and then you get to look at the top 5 cards, discard anything 2 energy or less with 1 AP, and you get to activate its trigger ability, which is kind of nutty. So there's some cheap color triggers in here that I definitely use. I used the draw trigger a lot, or to get as well. Yeah, but some pretty good stuff in there. And as you can see, just kind of overwhelming it already. Now we head back on over to Yellow Satama's here to... He's trying to figure out what to do exactly about my pretty strong start. Saitama's all about stalling and getting your yellow Saitamas onto the field and just smacking you for a lot of damage. Now he plays this trying to get some more cards. It allows you to just draw 2 off the raid, which is incredibly nice. It also allows you to, I think, grab a special from your grave, if I'm correct. So very nice abilities overall, and he actually doesn't really have a half-bad turn here. Playing the Saitama, well, he had Saitama, he gets the Genos out, he gets a Raid Genos out, and then he also has Fubuki, so... But I am not really super threatened here because I already have him down to 4 health, so in my head, I'm just thinking, okay, I can take most of this, block with one of my cards maybe, I don't remember if I do or not. And then just see how it goes. So I do end up blocking there with that Nagumo, which makes sense. Hits me with Genos, get a draw trigger off the Shishiba. He's gonna swing with that. I think I'm trying to figure out what has impact, what doesn't right now. I'll get a restand. Doesn't make him strong enough, so the Saitama will still hit. I think actually I blocked the Saitama first. I think that's what happened. He does the king ability, so he can keep the Saitama, and then back to me, or I play yet another Sakamoto. In this deck, once you get all your Sakamotos, you can pretty much just roll and pop his ability over and over. As you can see, I get 3, so the game's pretty much over for him at this point. If I can get certain abilities, I can set my board, I can draw, I can get my hand set for anything that would happen. Also, another thing it does is it kind of lines up your deck. If you really think that far ahead, because you look at 5, you grab one, and then you get to rearrange them in any order you want. So if you're thinking that far ahead, you can just arrange your deck in whatever order. Usually at this point, if I see a special, I just put the special on top because I'm thinking, okay, I'll see that late game again. So I kind of want the special on top. That way I get it sooner at this point. Especially with 3 raid Sakamotos on the field. I don't know if I use a Nagumo this game. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember really using a Nagumo this local. So yeah, we'll just see how this pans out for me. And here we go. I start attacking. I think... Yeah, so I realize here that this card bottom decks, so I think I could target the Saitama. I'm not sure. I think it's just he can't be sidelined. I'm not sure if it can't be targeted by abilities. But yeah, so I do that. Even then, I probably should have done the other Genos, but I was trying to get rid of his Nullify Impact just to set up for the future, just in case I have my, as you can see, Impact 1000 Nagumo up. In a game-winning situation, I just didn't want him to have that there, but I probably could have bottom decked his Saitama. And he takes a little more damage, and I move his stuff. He's my brother, so I just did that. I'm not just moving random local stuff, I promise. And yes, both my brothers are at this local, and I played them both back to back. So all you put is that Saitama to get rid of some stuff. So now I'm down to 1. Actually, I probably do Nagumo here. Just realized my card's upside down. I wonder how long I notice. And I get the special. Just helping my case, not helping his. and I'm pretty confident I'm gonna win this turn. And yeah, that's pretty much how this goes. And here we are. I get the impact up. I still have my 4 energy. I'm gonna pop Sakamoto. Well, first I'm gonna bottom deck the Genos. And then now I have 2 up. I'm gonna use my Sakamoto to do my top 5 in a second after I raid. There's the Nagumo. I think I used the color as well in this case to get a 4th attacker. Let's see if I did that. Or, yeah. I get the 4th attacker. I get the impact. I have the 4 now just in case. I use the Sakamoto. I think they make him a 4K just in case he does somehow get something out on his field. Just to have the 4K impact. So now I'm just gonna swing for a game, I'm pretty sure. Yep, and that's GG's. So it's kind of funny. I end up playing against my entire family, so my 3rd round is against my dad, who will only play Speedo Sound Sonic, which I think is kind of funny. He's a big One Punch Man fan. So yeah, he's going to... I don't know how much gets done. This game takes a while because I'm getting asked a lot of questions. I'm not a UA judge, but I know the most about UA at my local, so pretty much all the questions come to me. So this game lasts a lot longer than there is actually content. So here, I'm just gonna take the easy damage because I have a lot of zeros in my hand, and just move 2 up and just take the early damage. You know, it's always a good move in UA if you can afford to. Keyword, if you can afford to do this and just take the free damage, especially if they're gonna just leave the front line open. Just make sure your hand is capable of doing so, because otherwise you'll kind of screw yourself. Reading cards, and yeah, I take a first card out of life. He gets rid of that with the trigger, and I take second card out of life and pass back to him. So about here, I'm like, okay, if the move is moving that guy up, I don't think he has much of anything right now, which ends up being the truth. He really didn't have much of anything in his hand. Looking for the raids and all he had with the 2 AP ones. If he had more raids, and I think he gets a raid at some point, but I just instantly get rid of it, and it's just unfortunate. Speed of Sound Sonic is a really cool deck, yeah, because he just does this and specials my front line. And I'm like, okay, he has nothing. If that was the optimal move, it's kind of a tell to me that you don't have much in your hand. Unless your goal is to just try to slow me down. using your special on those two is just like, okay, you don't have much. Especially since I have 6 energy in my back line. Yeah, I can just afford to move those 2 up, and I'm right back to where I was because I still have 4 because I have 2 energy generators. So I'm just right back up and at it. Earlier when I said I didn't use Nagumo at all this local, in the wise words of Darth Vader, I lied. Because here he is again. Pretty nasty card overall. You can sideline the top card of him or to use the raid ability of another person. So, sorry for the yawn. In my case, I don't have any Osaragis. A lot of people run Osaragis. I don't because I ain't paying for that extra playset of Osaragis. But I could grab a Sakamoto on my sideline if I wanted to and raid him. Or you activate a color to play something for the free to active. And that's what I use it for. So now he's about to play his turn out. A little 2 cost or 2 AP to play the Speed of Sound from the grave, specialing my Nagumo. So here I'm like, okay, I got a pretty big life lead. I can probably just ride this out. I have 4 energy. Let's see what my life does. And that's all I could do. Like I said earlier, I felt like he didn't really. Ugh, I'm dying, guys. I felt like he didn't really have much, so I felt like I could just keep doing things. I used Sakamoto's ability just to see what I get. I think I'd buff up the Nagumo. Yeah, then I'm just gonna bottom deck the 2 costs because I have Nagumo on my field, so I can decide if he goes on top or bottom. Yeah, just play that. And he does get to play out another turn while across from me at locals. My other person finally won his first local playing Purple Father. No Bradley, just Father. And he was very happy. Beat Yellow Sakamoto to do so, which is kind of insane. And I come back from my share. Also had to help out with the ruling. Got a lot of stuff to do at my locals. I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to take this. I'm pretty confident in my hand. Yeah. Seeing he has 3 out and low life, I can just kind of exhaust his Speed of Sounds, and then the deck can't really do anything. Just swinging here, moving him up, trying to get 4 attacks in, and then just play the 2 Impact Nagumos. Just gonna set me up for the future. Especially just for a kill turn next turn. Trying to get the 2 resets, especially if I have 2 Sakamotos and 2 Nagumos. So we finally start to get something set up here. Getting a raid Speedo Sound out, but I think this graveyard's too big. No, it's not. He only has 3 in there. It's just a little too late. I do only have 3 left, but I have a lot of stuff I can block with. And as you can see, as I said before, just kind of exhausted his Speedo Sounds, and now he can't do the combo. Plays that Speedo Sound out. This deck would be really good if you had a way to get these guys set to active. Like, if your 2 cost played a Speedo Sound set to active, this deck would actually not be half bad. But fortunately, that's just not how it works. I do decide to block here with Nagumo because I have 2 more impact ones. Yeah, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna move my 2 impact Nagumos up anyway because I have 2 Sakamotos. I have a chance to just get, with my 2 Sakamotos, I just have a chance to get 2 active triggers and buff these up to make them both 4K impacts and win. His board's looking nasty now, but it's just too late. You need this board a lot faster for Speedo Sound Sonic to work. And yeah, it's pretty much wraps from here. But I'm just gonna do a little outro now. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. At the end of the year, I'm gonna do a pack opening video where I open every single pack ever released in English Union Arena. So I will have Demon Slayer Volume 1, Hunter x Hunter, all the way to through Code Geass. Not Code Geass, My Hero. So stay tuned for that video.